Written off by some football fans before he'd even had a chance to play consistently at the top level, Martin Ødegaard's high-profile move to Real Madrid shortly after his 16th birthday set him up for years of close scrutiny. But now, at 23, he is undeniably one of the top playmakers in the Premier League, having become a central part of Mikel Arteta's project at Arsenal, the first truly big European club he has found success at least when considering the heights that were expected of him when he first came to the world's attention. But why has Ødegaard taken so long to find the right club? Why did it not work out for him at Real Madrid, and what makes him such a good fit at Arsenal? On today's FD Explained, we're going to find out. Martin Ødegaard's initial rise was swift. Coming through at Norwegian top-tier outfit Strømsgodset, he made his senior debut in 2014 at just 15 years and 117 days, becoming the youngest debutant in Eliteserien history, and 34 days later broke another record by becoming the league's youngest scorer. That summer, he became the youngest player to make his debut for the Norway national team, playing the full 90 minutes in a friendly against the United Arab Emirates, and then broke an international record, becoming the youngest player to appear in a European Championship qualifier that October. By this point, Ødegaard was becoming a household name among football fans across the world, who had seen endless videos of him sitting down players twice his age and picking out teammates with the kind of passes usually associated with elder statesmen of the playmaking game. Imaginatively dubbed the Norwegian Messi, Ødegaard had already been scouted by both Manchester clubs and Barcelona, and during the winter of 2014 trained with the first teams of Liverpool and Bayern Munich before putting pen to paper at Madrid. But signing for arguably the world's biggest football club after receiving the kind of hype reserved for only a few young players in each generation is not an ideal situation for a 16-year-old to be in. The expectation for unprecedented success, the intense media speculation, and the sudden exposure to one of football's largest and most passionate fan bases is a challenge for anyone to adapt to, let alone a child. And sure enough, he was faced with immediate pressure. Rumours of a contract worth £80,000 a week were soon rife, and he was the subject of an unorthodox arrangement at the Bernabeu, training Monday to Friday with the Madrid first team before playing with the Castilla reserve side on the weekend. And despite a positive start, he was dropped from the starting lineup by coach Zinedine Zidane after a string of poor results, with a report in Madrid newspaper AS claiming that club staff felt the side played worse with him on the pitch, and that his Castilla teammates felt he was more concerned with training with Cristiano Ronaldo than working hard for the team. While manager Carlo Ancelotti called for patience with the teenager and eventually gave him his first team debut at the end of the season, he later labelled the signing of Ødegaard a public relations exercise, claiming that Florentino Perez had pushed through the deal against his wishes. As Jonas Giver wrote in These Football Times in 2017, the pressure placed on the shoulders of Ødegaard has been beyond any sort of comprehension, and bears similarities to that placed on Freddie Adu. Adu was hyped up as the next big thing when he was just 14, ended up making just 9 appearances in a top 5 European league, and at 32, hasn't played any professional football in nearly 4 years. So it's perhaps understandable that Ødegaard's early difficulties led many, including us, to consider whether he would end up with the dreaded failed wonderkid label. But on the pitch, there wasn't anything overly alarming about Ødegaard's first years in Madrid. It would have been more of a surprise to see him break into one of the club's greatest ever starting lineups at such a young age and with no previous top-level experience. After all, displacing Luka Modric and Toni Kroos in the Merengues midfield is still proving difficult 7 years after the Norwegian first arrived at the Bernabeu. What's more, the teenager swiftly got back into the Castilla side, featuring in almost every game as they finished top of the league in 2015-16. Shortly after his 18th birthday, Ødegaard was loaned to Dutch side Heerenveen, and while the 18-month spell was far from spectacular, as he registered just 7 goal involvements across a season and a half, he also racked up nearly 3,000 minutes of Eredivisie action. This experience would prove invaluable to his development. His next posting was at Vitesse, where he was tasked with replacing Chelsea loanee Mason Mount, who had just moved on to Derby County after hitting 14 goals and 9 assists in the league. Ødegaard rose to the challenge, instantly becoming a key member of the side. He ended the season having played the 3rd most minutes in the squad, scoring the 2nd most goals and laying on the most assists. In fact, only Hakim Ziyech and Dusan Tadic created more goals in the Eredivisie that season, with Ziyech the only player to average more than Ødegaard's 3.7 key passes per 90. Unsurprisingly, he won Vitesse's Player of the Year award, made the Eredivisie Team of the Year too, while he was later praised for his mental toughness by manager Leonid Slutsky. His performances in the Netherlands earned him a markedly more exciting loan move to Real Sociedad, where he also impressed, topping the club charts for chances created with a figure that would have also made him the top creator at his parent club, and helping the Basque side record their best La Liga finish in 3 years. His determination to help the team was also very evident, missing just 7 games all season despite struggling with injuries and playing through pain. Having proved himself in the Spanish top flight, Madrid decided to recall him a year early, but once again he experienced difficulty under Zidane. Despite beginning the 2021 campaign in the starting lineup, he was substituted at half-time in his second appearance and made just 3 more starts over the following 4 months. While this was partly down to injury, Zidane's reluctance to play the 4-2-3-1 system in which Ødegaard had thrived at Sociedad also limited his chances, with Modric and Kroos remaining the manager's most trusted playmakers. But Ødegaard's disappointing return to Madrid was luckily just a blip in what has been a steady rise over the last 5 years. January 2021 saw him make what would prove to be his final loan move, swapping Spain for England and joining an Arsenal side that was emerging from a nightmare run of form that had seen the club come under serious pressure to sack manager Mikel Arteta. By the time Ødegaard arrived, they had put that run of 1 win in 10 games behind them, winning 5 of the following 6 and conceding just twice in that time. Entering a side on the up and in need of more creativity through the centre, Ødegaard and Arsenal seemed to be a perfect match, while Emil Smith-Rowe's emergence as a starter weeks earlier ensured he had healthy competition for his preferred number 10 spot. Despite scoring a crucial equaliser in his first North London derby, Ødegaard took a bit of time to adapt to the Premier League, waiting nearly 4 months to register his first assist. But since his deal was made permanent for £31.5 million, he has become increasingly influential in Arteta's system. Now the manager's clear favourite in the number 10 role over Smith-Rowe, the 23-year-old has benefited from the more settled team around him, with Ben White's arrival bringing more balance to the back line, Thomas Partey's improved fitness helping the side keep more control in midfield, and Bukayo Saka growing into an elite talent on the right. Ødegaard meanwhile has drawn comparisons to peak Mesut Ozil with his recent displays, with all of the side's attacking play going through the former Madrid man. This term he's creating 2.5 chances per 90, his best average since Vitesse, while he also leads the squad for passes into the penalty area. But it's not just the final ball that he's providing. With the freedom to drop deep and drift to the right, Ødegaard is crucial to the Gunners' build-up play and in winning back possession. Only pass master Granit Xhaka marginally beats his 5.4 progressive passes per 90, while he is also Arteta's most active presser. This kind of application is testament to the faith shown in Ødegaard following his loan, and another sign of the improvement in Arsenal's recruitment strategy over the last 18 months. Given greater responsibility, the young star who was made Norway captain in 2021 has shone. And in a recent interview, Arteta said he has all the qualities to wear the armband for Arsenal in the future. When he first captured the world's attention as a 15-year-old, a sizable portion of fans would have expected Ødegaard to be fighting for the Ballon d'Or by now, while others would have feared the worst, another overhyped teenager set up for failure. But his story should provide optimism to the next generation of wonder kids. With the right balance of hard work and smart career choices, it's possible to overcome rejection, block out the noise and forge a successful career at the highest level, even if it takes a number of years and several different clubs. At 23, it seems Ødegaard is only just getting started. So that was our take on how Martin Ødegaard finally found his feet, but are there any similar players you'd like to see us do explains on in the future? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Football Daily if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.